This is Retirement Tactics with Joe Vitale from American Retirement Advisors. When a part of your financial strategy is out of tune, your long-term goals, your retirement savings, and your legacy can all suffer. With many years of experience in the financial industry, Joe Vitale provides his clients and prospects with the information they need regarding Social Security, retirement income planning, wealth management, and much more. Listen in as we address your financial concerns and provide helpful solutions to put you on the path to achieving your retirement goal. And now, here with the tactics to help you improve your retirement is Joe Vitale.
Hello, welcome back to Retirement Tactics. My name is Joe Vitale from American Retirement Advisors. If at any point during the show you want to learn more information, feel free to give us a call at 855-756-5700 or visit us online at aradvisorsinc.com. While you're at my website, please feel free to head over to our radio page, check out our past shows, and subscribe to our show on iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. That will ensure you're always kept up to date with our latest episode. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Tony Shore. Tony, how you feeling today?
Well, Joe, I have been so good. I've had a great week, and it's just good to be here with you. Good to see you today. Now, I've had a good week, but hasn't been too busy. How about you? I know you've been really busy, haven't you?
Been very busy. Yeah, it's been really good. A lot of grad parties and a lot of family get-togethers, which is awesome. Summer's finally here. Totally enjoying that. Got a lot of nice clients and referrals coming in, and everybody's looking at, and this is very apropos for the show today because a lot of people finally, taking our show today is feelings and finances. And the reason is a lot of people coming in, they've put it off. And now they're finally coming in and want to talk about it. And it's really, we're going to diffuse a lot of the things that, as people are talking about and worried about their finances and how they're feeling about it. It weighs on a lot of people's minds. So we're going to go into that today and talk about how that works and what that looks like.
Well, that sounds great. And, of course, I'm wide awake and ready to go. I've had my caffeine, and we're talking about our feelings today.
We're talking about our feelings today. Not that we're going to go lie on a couch and ask you how you feel, but when it comes to your money, and that's what we're going to talk about. A lot of the topics we cover are fact-driven. We discuss retirement vehicles, market performance, safe money versus at-risk money, just to name a few. So for this segment today, we're going to change things up a bit and discuss feelings about finances. And we'll tackle this by talking about financial well-being and ways to help achieve it.
So I get it now. But what do you mean when you say financial well-being? Does that just mean having a lot of money?
Well, oftentimes people can confuse having wealth and financial security. But let me explain how they're different. You can measure the wealth of your coworkers, family, and friends, reviewing the accumulation of money or positions that they have, and comparing it with your own. But financial well-being is different. Being financially secure is being confident that you have enough resources to cover your financial needs, and it's unique to everyone. So if you take a moment to break it down a little further and examine the characteristics of someone who is financially stable. So for one, they have control over their daily, monthly, and even annual expenses. They typically have a budget they refer to frequently, and a lot of their financial life is planned out. And they allocate different expenses. Even though the expense might arise, they also are able to meet and overcome a financial shock, that they may land in their lap.
Yeah, that's true. But what's an example of a financial shock? Let us know what you're talking about there.
Well, a financial shock could be a drop in the market, right, or an unforeseen medical emergency. People who are secure in their financial well-being don't let unexpected situations throw their finances completely off track. Another characteristic is they're typically on track to meet their financial goals. Maybe they're saving for a down payment on their house or simply squirreling away for retirement, but they've planned their work and are now working their plan. And finally, those with financial well-being often possess a certain amount of financial freedom that allows them to make decisions to help them enjoy their desired quality of life, whether that's taking a family vacation or splurging on a new boat. People with financial well-being have control over their finances, and they can make choices to spend their money how they want. not always how they have to. And, we talk about the financial freedom, like for some people, they could be making $150,000 a year, but still be tons in debt, and they can't do that. But then you have other people who are making $30,000, $40,000 a year, but they have absolutely no bills. They've got more than enough money on hand. So financial freedom and financial security is really relative depending on the situation.
Sure it is, and making choices because you want something is a lot better than doing it because you have to. Is there a trick to getting really to that level of financial well-being?
Well, even though there are some common characteristics, we at American Retirement Advisors realize that it isn't a one-size-fits-all model. In order to get a place of financial well-being, you may have to think about what you envision for your life, how you want to live, and the choices that you need to make in order to land there in the future. For some people, it's natural. It's natural to measure their financial well-being. But if you don't fall into the category, it might be useful to get into the habit of what we call taking your financial emotional temperature.
Yeah. So, and that's really good. When's a good time for us to do that, though?
Well, maybe you need to be reminded to do that in an annual visit with your financial service professional. If you don't have one, definitely need to get one to make sure that you're on track. Or maybe it's during tax season when you're meeting with your accountant. Either way, it's a good time to find a time to stop and reflect once a year or so to analyze how you feel about your financial situation. If you need help starting this exercise, ask yourself the question like, over the last few months, how often did I feel joy, peace, or satisfaction or pride as it relates to my financial situation? And how many times in the last few months have I felt negative emotion like stress or anger or helplessness in regard to my finances? We at American Retirement Advisors like to make sure our clients are having peace with their investments or portfolios, which can greatly reduce stress and anxiety regardless of the climate of the market or regardless of what's happening.
Yeah, and that's key right there. Now, we're almost out of time for this first segment of the show. We have to take a quick break. Joe, is there anything you want to share with us before we take this break?
Well, preparing for your retirement is an important part of your financial process. Visit our website at aradvisorsinc.com or call my office at 855-756-5700. Either when you call or go on our website, ask for a copy of our Retirement Tactics book to get you on the right track. How about a financial toolkit to kind of put things in perspective for you? So we want to help you prepare for retirement that you've worked so hard for.
Yeah, and I know you work with a lot of people in the community out there, and I think it's great, Joe, that you're offering our listeners that complimentary, no cost, no obligation consultation where you sit down with them, look at where they're at, just have a conversation, get to know each other, and there's no obligation and no cost. They can leave the checkbook at home. It's really helpful, super educational. I know there's reports you run for folks, see how much risk they have and where they need to be at to be on track for their finances, especially as it relates to their nest egg and retirement income. So what's that number once again that they can call?
Number is 855-756-5700. And we can we have an office in Flint in the Gateway Center, also one in Metamora, Lapeer area, as well as in Saginaw. So, it's not, again, we will meet you with a complimentary consultation. We'll meet for about an hour just to get a good understanding, run some good reports for you, just to see how you're doing. And, for the no cost, it's just gives you that nice peace of mind that you're going to need.
Most people plan on taking their Social Security benefits at one of three ages, 62, 66, or 70. But did you know that there are over 20,000 calculations that could be run to determine the best time for you to file? Call American Retirement Advisors at 855-756-5700 or visit aradvisorsinc.com to request your complimentary Social Security Maximization Report to help you learn how you can get the most out of your benefit.
Welcome back to Retirement Tactics. This is Joe Vitale from American Retirement Advisors. If at any point during the show you want to learn more information, or you say, Joe, I heard Tony mention a no cost, no obligation strategy session, I'd love that, feel free to give us a call. Our number is 855-756-5700, or visit our website at aradvisorsinc.com. And while on my website, feel free to head over to our radio page, check out our past shows, subscribe to our show on iTunes or Google Play or Spotify, and that will ensure you're always kept up to date with our latest episodes. So today we've been discussing the connection between feelings and finance and how to pursue a sense of financial well-being. Making sure you have that peace of mind with your retirement plan and being on the right track is hugely important.
Yeah, it is. And I've enjoyed the discussion so far, but there's been a lot to absorb. And I know I want to remind our listeners here that they can go to the website and go to the radio show page and listen to this show and past shows or subscribe as a podcast. Now, where do you think all these negative feelings about our finances comes from for most people?
I think that at the core, a lot of people's unhappiness is when it comes from their financing issues, when it's keeping up with the Joneses. You could have a good piece. You could say, yeah, we're doing okay. You look at your spouse, say, I think we're doing good. And then you look next door and say, oh my goodness, they have a new car, they have a new house. Why am I not getting that? You look at your brother comes over and, consider keeping up with the Joneses is you consider how you often compare yourself to others. And more importantly, think about who you're comparing yourself to. Whether it's friends or families or neighbors or coworkers, how often are these comparisons negative? It's commonly said that comparison is a thief to joy. And I think that applies to finances too. Again, if you're on a budget and you're keeping track and you're saving very well, and a lot of times people say, am I really on track? That's why it's good to come in so we can say that you're close to on track. Or give you a gauge of how you're looking. Because if you're doing good, don't worry about what they're doing next door. Don't worry about your family and friends are doing. Concentrate on your plan and work your plan, right? And make sure that it works for you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of great things you mentioned there, Joe. I love work your plan. So have a plan and then work it. But you said comparison is a thief of joy. I love that one. And I, for one, don't want anybody stealing my joy. So good points, one and all, especially with social media. Facebook is so guilty of causing this. People see, oh, so-and-so took a vacation to Hawaii and they got a new car. Well, I'm sure I make as much as that person. I should be doing these things. And why am I not able to do these things? And so then you start worrying or you try to keep up with those people on Facebook. So I think Facebook has really created a lot of that. Not that it doesn't have its good points too, but there are aspects of social media where we're more connected and we see pictures of what everybody else is doing. But of course we don't realize, hey, they're only posting the best of the best of the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's true. Yeah, and you look at other people, and you talk about stealing joy. I say, oh my goodness, look at that new car they have, and look at, oh, I wish I could do that. And then you look at your financial situation, and you can say, well, I don't have any debt, but they could be leveraged up to their eyeballs. I can't tell you how many people that I talk to. We talked in one of the past shows. The average, half of the people 50 or older have nothing for retirement. Right. Which is astounding. Yeah. And so we can't look at other people and what they're doing. We have to just concentrate and have the tunnel vision, right? Just like when you look at the racehorses and they're at the track, they've got the blinders on, they've got tunnel vision, they're racing towards the goal. And that's what we have to do, is when it comes to your retirement, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Put the blinders on, get the tunnel vision, get the peace of mind, and work the plan. And that's where, we have to start looking at that. Another point to consider is who you look up to regarding finances, right?
Yeah.
Is there someone that you admire and how they balance their work and their life and how they manage their stress? Something you might want to consider is when it comes to achieving financial well-being is to choose a role model that shares the values you would like to mold your life around and who makes wise financial choices. And making that conscious decision to think through your financial life and what a comfortable financial well-being means to you can be overwhelming. So choosing, to work with a trusted financial service professional, that can help you in creating financial plans that will work for your unique situation. If you don't have one, would love to be able to work with you and to give you that peace of mind and lay out the program. It makes so much sense when you finally and that's a lot of times people's apprehension. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want the sad truth. I don't know if I'm on track. And some people, it really, when we finally meet with them and just go over all the reports and the plans and the strategies, you almost feel like 1,000 pounds of weight dropping right from them, because it's like, oh my goodness, for the first time I know that I'm going to be okay.
Right. It's that peace of mind, right?
That's exactly what it is. I mean,
yeah.
And some people don't have a plan and aren't even close to where they need to be, but at least it's okay. So you're not where you need to be. Let's get a target going. Let's set a goal, set a target, and get you on the right track.
Yeah. So what else does a financial advisor like yourself consider when looking at financial well-being?
Well, when it comes to having financial well-being, we also want to spend time, talking about why this is important as far as life stresses go. Finances are often at the top of the list. While stress is a normal part of life and not completely avoidable, it can have ramifications if it reaches unhealthy or prolonged levels. So early in this episode, we mentioned that financial well-being was the ability to make decisions that allow you to enjoy life more. So of course, it makes sense that being secure in your finances can contribute to your overall emotional well-being as well. We have one of our clients that 2 years ago, we met them for retirement. They were stressed out. They didn't know they were going to retire in 2 years. They were stressed. They didn't know how to make the transition. And their current advisor said, oh, don't worry, we'll talk about that when the time comes. And they were stressed. They're like, the time is coming, man. We're at that point. So we were able to talk them through that, get them on the right path, make that transition into retirement. The stress fell away, and they're great, happy clients today because they answered the questions. The stress was really building. They were fine financially, but they didn't know how to make that transition.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. And, I bet that feeling insecure with finances has the opposite effect as well.
Absolutely. On the flip side, we probably all have real life examples of times when our finances were not on the right track and it impacted our overall sense of well-being. When we don't have a sense of overall emotional well-being, sometimes we can make choices that are derived from fear or anxiety and that take a very negative toll. Another consideration in our relationship with our family and friends is many people would probably agree that these relationships are more important than their finances. But I think at one point or another, we all have let our finances affect our closest relationships.
Right. I'm sure that's true for most of us. Finances, obviously, as we know, can cause division, even if it's simply trying to figure out who's going to pick up the check for dinner among friends, right?
Absolutely. That's very, very true. I mean, we end up arguing over it all the time of who's going to pay. But I can remember, when some of us don't have the money, and it's the humiliation, it's the sadness, it's the concern, and so
But Joe, honestly, I'm more than happy to let you pay next time.
Well, I might have to take you up on that one. But, for individuals with a strong sense of financial well-being, it might be easier to feel at peace and fully appreciate the relationships and the life that you have. But when you feel secure and stable emotionally, we generally make wiser, more calculated financial decisions. It really takes, when you feel better, it's easy to take a step back and say, okay, what's the right decision to make here? So emotional distress causes a lot of poor financial decisions, and this is often why we joke about people buying fancy sports cars like midlife crisis. When their emotions are not in check, people are susceptible to making reckless or impulsive decisions, and these can negatively affect their future, their financial future, absolutely.
We do have to take another quick break here, though, first. Is there anything you want to add before we do, Joe?
Well, our goal at American Retirement Advisors is in our planning process to truly provide our clients with clarity, knowing that they will have a comfortable retirement, what they've worked so hard for. So visit our website at aradvisorsinc.com or call our office at 855-756-5700 and let myself, let our staff know that, hey, I heard Joe on the radio. I want to get my complimentary strategy session, or I want to get a copy of his book, or, give me the retirement toolkit. But definitely give us a call and get on the right track.
Retirement can be both exciting and intimidating. At American Retirement Advisors, we have found many people fail to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. Since deciding when to file for your benefit is so important, our firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy, call our office at 855-756-5700 or visit us at aradvisorsinc.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Retirement Tactics. My name is Joe Vitale with American Retirement Advisors. And if at any point during the show you want to learn more or get more information, feel free to call us at 855-756-5700. Visit us online at aradvisorsinc.com. And while at my website, feel free to head over to our radio page, check out our past episodes, to subscribe to us on iTunes or Google Play, and that will ensure you're always kept up to date with our latest episodes. Now, today's episode has been about feelings and finances. And just before the break, we're going to dive into the examination of emotional investing. Our resource is an April 2019 article from thebalance.com entitled, How to Avoid Making Emotional Investments.
That's a good one. So what are some of the ways the article recommends?
Well, there are 4 things that the article mentions that I want to discuss today. The first one is really caught my attention was put your investment plan in writing. Have a plan written ahead of time can give you a touchstone to calm your emotions during a downturn in the market or when the market is exceedingly volatile. This plan should also include what you should do and what you shouldn't do when the markets are impacting your emotions. It's just like having any goal. And we talked earlier, work the plan, have it written down, have that goal. If you don't have a goal in writing, it's just wishful thinking. If you don't have your retirement plan in writing, what have you got? You have to have it in writing.
Yeah. And so the written plan is kind of like having a fire drill or a tornado drill then, because that way, if something major does occur, you've already decided on what to do, right?
Exactly. You're not running around like a chicken with your head cut off, right? And that plan or strategy will likely be impacted by the next suggestion from this article, which is know some market history. It can be useful to know that markets often cycle between bear and bull markets. So when you're experiencing any given moment is just one measure in a long score of music, is keep in mind that this is just one part of the system might help you write out the minor notes of the downturn. And because you're aware of market history, you can take advantage of the next tip. Don't check your portfolio too often. I know too many people go nuts with that. You can't live and die with every moment of the market. Checking it every day can drive you absolutely crazy with anxiety. You have to have a long-term horizon, focusing on the end goal, and don't check your portfolio every hour or every day. And that's also why a good advisor is really important, to be able to say, hey, how am I doing? And to have those conversations. One of the things we do with our clients is say, hey, listen, I'm going to contact you. If the portfolio goes up or down 5 or 10%, we're going to be in touch. I'm going to be watching it with you. So that gives you the peace of mind of knowing that somebody else is helping you, that you don't have to be sitting there. Because I remember looking at the market every day and oh my goodness, I watch it every day. But I won't check my portfolio because I know the cycle. I know I'm in it for the long haul.
Yeah, that's the key right there. So is there a way to monitor our portfolios without checking it every day?
Absolutely. There are many different types of products and services you can use to monitor your portfolio and alert you on a large scale changes in values. At American Retirement Advisors, we use a generational vault as a tool to help monitor your financial picture in one safe digital location. The generational vault is available to you 24/7 anywhere you have internet access. It can also be set up to alert you if any portfolio changes, so you don't have to constantly check your portfolio. And just like I told you that we alert you, I also get a notification if it goes up or down. We'll set the parameters depending what percentage, but you're also notified. So it's nearly impossible to protect yourself from all unexpected trials that might come your way, but there are certainly attitudes and biases that can often prevent us from acting in our own best interests, and that you should be aware of.
So remind us of what some of those attitudes and biases are again.
Sure. As we mentioned, there's a tendency of investors to react much more strongly to negative news than to positive news. In the same sense, we also tend to put too much focus on what's happening by way of current events and news instead of looking at everything from larger, big picture scale. So regardless of the state of the economy, it might be smart to think long term and how this current period fits into our overall financial plan, not just become overwhelmed with the current state of things. can also be productive to avoid following the herd mentality, right? When buying or selling, simply because that's what everyone else seems to be doing, we think we have to do it. Well, this tends to be the same time when investors buy securities at their top prices and sell well below the purchase. So don't follow the herd. That's not smart.
Yeah, and I tell you, it's been a great show, but as usual, the time just flew by. Is there anything else you want to add before we have to go today?
Well, we like to make sure with our clients that we get them in, just have a nice talk, nice strategy session, work on a plan. And like we talked in the show, set your goals, set your plans, put it in writing, work the plan, have the tunnel vision, don't get consumed with what everybody else is doing. So with that in mind, go to our website, look at our website at aradvisorsinc.com. Let us know that, you want to come in for a strategy session or get our book, or just, look at all the videos that we have on our website as well. There's a lot of really good planning strategy videos on there that really could give you some good education for retirement. And at American Retirement Advisors, we're dedicated to providing you with the information to help you make sound decisions and build a retirement on a solid foundation. And also, if you have any questions about today's shows or comments, don't hesitate to give us a call at 855-756-5700.
All right, and that does it for today's episode of Retirement Tactics with our host, Joe Vitale. Thank you for listening to Retirement Tactics. Don't pay too much for taxes or retire without a sound income plan. For more information, please contact Joe Vitale at American Retirement Advisors. Call 855-756-5700 or visit them online at aradvisorsinc.com. All matters discussed during this show are for informational purposes only. Each individual situation may vary, and the opinions expressed here may not apply to everyone. Materials presented are believed to be from reliable sources, and no representations can be made as to its accuracy. All ideas and information should be discussed in detail with one of our qualified representatives prior to implementation. Fee-based financial planning and investment advisory services are offered by American Retirement Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan. Insurance products and services are offered through American Retirement Solutions, Inc. American Retirement Advisors, Inc. and American Retirement Solutions are affiliated companies. American Retirement Solutions, American Retirement Advisors, Inc. and Joe Vitale are not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency.